NJ, what was that music? What does that signal?
It was the first ever Raw theme tune.
Exactly. And that is what we're going to be doing in this week's Wednesday video. The British Fist are going to be reviewing the first ever Monday Night Raw from the 11th of January 1993, a couple of weeks before the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, it was a Raw that is going to be remembered after we've just watched it.
Definitely so. It's a historic Raw in that it started off what would become the most episodic weekly TV show on the USA Network. So it's the start of something. But guys, we're the British Fist, as you know.
Go, Jane!
I am Mr. Parkin wearing my England shirt for today, and this guy sitting next to me clapping his hands away. It's NJ.
What up?
Make sure you guys subscribe up above, like this video, and comment any thoughts you have, really. I mean, this is just a little bit of fun for us. I mean, I thought this would be a right laugh reviewing the first ever Raw.
And please, if you've watched this Raw, make sure you contact us to talk about it in the link in the description box below.
You probably have to be more than 30, though. That's the thing, if you're going to watch this. Or get the best of the 15th anniversary of Raw DVD that we got. Firstly, before we go into this, you know, this was an iconic Raw, wasn't it? And it was WWE branching out to cable TV so they could build up pay-per-views, build up interest on free TV. And that was, what would essentially start a business plan for WWE, which would make them millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah, they wanted this Raw to turn out as great as it did. They wanted the crowd to be behind the guys that were involved. They wanted it to flow nicely, and it was really iconic.
Yeah, I mean, throughout this review, we'll be talking a little bit about how far Raw's come and stuff, but we shall start with... We opened up with Shawn Mooney and Bobby Heenan trying to get into the building. He's like, I need to be there! I need to be in this building! But they ain't letting him in! So what? Fucking hilarious!
Yeah, it was a interesting way to Raw. You have to, I can't remember his name, Shawn Mooney.
Shawn Mooney, yeah.
Introducing the show and getting us going,
yeah.
And then Heenan trying to get in. It was something different. It was a good opener.
From the outside of the Manhattan Center, but then we go inside where Crimson Kennedy McMahon, Macho Man, Randy Savage, and Rob Bartlett are announcing and starting the show. And to see Vince McMahon commentating, that was that was great. He had a nice little tux on. Macho Man was in his head and his gear, and oh yeah. That was good shit, man.
It was good. Again, hearing Vince McMahon open a show,
yeah,
and have Randy Savage by his side, it was something different. It was good to see them working well together.
Oh, yeah, and Rob Bartlett, but whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it was funny. Prince, welcome to Monday Night Raw with me, Prince of Kennedy McMahon, controlling the show from play-by-play position. Great show. Okay, so I mean, an announcing team of Vince and Macho Man is good enough for me. I'm surprised Heenan didn't get in there, but. First match we got of the night was Koko B. Ware versus Yokozuna. And my first question is, how the fuck did Koko B. Ware get into the Hall of Fame? For me, it looks like he's essentially a massive jobber. He was against Yokozuna, though, at the time, he was going to be winning the Royal Rumble, and this match was basically done to make him look strong. I mean, you had all the Japanese servants out there and the bowing and the Koko B. Ware trying to knock him down. It was good shit, man. It was a really good way to make Yokozuna look strong going into the Royal Rumble.
You say he was there to look strong, but the commentators were trying to hit him down by giving these insults.
He needs a bra! The commentators had all these fucking jokes lined up for this match. So yeah, we heard all the USA chants, Koko B. Ware trying to knock down Yokozuna. It was just basically to make him look like a fucking monster, wasn't it? And Koko B. Ware did a good job of making him look like a monster.
Yeah, I thought the match, for a starting match, again, it was short, but it was expected for this Raw. And again, I thought it was a good opener.
Two big guys, and as we know, Yokozuna would later go on to win the Royal Rumble. So started off him as a main event player, I guess. We then get a nice little video package for Royal Rumble, an old school video package of just like loads of little panning shots. The main event being Bret Hart versus Reza Ramon, and we'll be getting an interview from the Reza Ramon. Letta Chico.
Very true.
So we then go to a videotape of Heenan. He's talking about Mr. Perfect, because before Survivor Series 92, Mr. Perfect turned on Ric Flair and Bobby Heenan, which would eventually lead to that career-threatening match, which we saw on that DVD that we got. So yeah, and then he talks about unveiling the narcissist, who would be none other than who, NJ?
Lex Luger!
Exactly, so, and we know that Lex Luger would be, they'd try to make him into the new Hogan, the narcissist though, what the fuck? Why don't they just call him Lex Luger?
Oh, very nice name, very good nickname.
Yeah, and they would go on and have a feud, so yeah. Bobby Heenan in a segment, not in a beard.
It was an okay segment, but we're used to, compared to what we get now, really changed the background, the location, but again, it's something different back then.
I mean, the first ever Raw, I mean, what do you expect? Then we had a tag team match. The Steiner brothers versus the Executioners. One question for you, NJ. How did the Executioners get given this name? Because all I could see was the Steiner brothers dominated these guys.
I don't know whether the Executioners, they weren't built to be Executioners. They didn't actually have the look, the gimmick, so I just thought, what a joke.
You had Doink the Clown at ringside trying to get the crowd going, like, Doink the Clown, evil Doink at that time. I actually really enjoyed this tag match. First of all, we see Steiner with long hair. Instant win. You don't see him on the mic. Bit disappointing. But Steiner Brothers basically dominated this match using power moves and stuff. And, Steiner Brothers were a decent tag team. And they got the win in 3 minutes.
I quite enjoyed this match. Again, it was a good tag match. Short, but the way they finished it, wrapped it up, was a dominant finish. So I liked it.
I believe they had a match at Royal Rumble, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember correctly.
They did.
I think they did. After this good sort of tag team match, we had Heenan trying to get into the arena dressed as a woman.
And I think he played the woman pretty well. Pretty well.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna see myself.
We're totally gonna be my uncle, yeah. Bobby Heenan, is that you? Like, no shit, Sean Mooney, come on. And then we got that interview with Razor Ramon. With Vince McMahon conducting it because he was making sure this one was going right, brother. This was his main event at Royal Rumble. I'm surprised this wasn't the main event, but it was a decent interview with Razor Ramon talking about his golden opportunity, Chico, to Vince McMahon.
He was going to go on to play the cockroach, Bret Hart.
We had this video footage of him jumping Owen Hart. I guess that was WWE's way of building up the rivalry between Bret and Razor.
And again, I'm not going to complain. It was an old video package, something different. We got to see the attack that they were talking about. I liked it. I
think it was on Superstar or something. I can't remember. Talking about Razor Ramon's golden opportunity. Yeah, Bret Hart is coming for you. We're coming for you, Bret Hart. Good interview segment. Razor Ramon, what a man. It's a shame now he's just so drugged and stuff now. It's a bit of a shame because he was a great character back then.
He was. I really enjoyed this. Again, he was a character I was liking, and the way he kept speaking to Vince, each time Vince pulled the mic away, he said, "No, I've got more to say." Got his point straight and said, "I'm going to be taking the time to think you can do about it."
Ooh, bitching the owner, eh? We then get an Intercontinental title match between Shawn Michaels and Max Moon, who will otherwise be known by the British Fist as who? Spaceman! What the hell is he wearing? Spaceman! He was basically a spaceman. But other than that, it was a decent match. I mean, it's the Intercontinental Championship. That at the time was the sort of workhorse championship. You expected a decent match there. Shawn Michaels was this arrogant heel character. This was alright. I thought this match was pretty good.
This match, again, maybe, in my opinion, could have flowed a bit more better. But again, Shawn Michaels definitely did good in this match. They did a lot of backflips and good moves to get you entertained. I thought it was okay.
And he would go on to be a big player for WWE. I mean, at the time, he'd already had a main event at Survivor Series 92 with Bret Hart. I found it quite interesting how in this Raw, they used, even though it was only an hour long, they had a couple of matches and they pretty much used jobbers in the whole match, which is quite an effective way of doing it, especially if you have these guys you want to spotlight and you need to make them, look strong via jobbers, which is a good sense. And it's a shame WWE doesn't do that more often nowadays with jobbers, just to make big superstars look stronger.
And this match did great for Shawn Michaels because Shawn Michaels wasn't booked that week. But again, the ending was, I was expecting more of a switching music kind of finish.
He did do it, but then he did a suplex afterwards.
Yeah, okay,
yeah. Okay, whatever. After that Intercontinental Championship match, which Shawn Michaels wins after 8 minutes against the Spaceman, we get Heenan again trying to enter the arena as a Jew with a fake beard and accent. And again, you have Sean Mooney going, "Oh, Bobby Heenan, is that you? My God, what are you doing?" It's fucking hell. It's like, we had this 4 times. And Bobby Heenan still can't get into the arena even though he's saying about his nephew.
And you saw the queue line that ready to pay for the next week more. Again, the amount of fans that were there ready to do it, it was good.
The worst fake beard ever. That shows the kind of budget WWE was on back then. The fake beard was awful. But yeah, we then get this highlight video package from Superstars. That was another program they did back then. Basically, you have Kamala being attacked by Kim Chi. I don't know who they were. I can't really remember. But Slick comes out. The Slick comes out and saves Kamala, and then he sides with Slick. And it's like, okay.
It was kind of a package that I didn't really think was needed unless it followed on to a next Raw. But again, yeah, all I could say is that it showed more old school, so it was good. But to be honest, put it here weren't really needed.
Yeah, there was no commentary in it either, which is a bit weird. But
Yeah.
Bit of filler. Well, every Raw has a little bit of filler,
A little
even
bit.
nowadays. The main event match of the evening was Undertaker versus Damien Demento. And this was a good main event. Undertaker, they're obviously building up to that main event. And at that time in his career, he faced Giant Gonzalez. He got eliminated by him at the Royal Rumble, then went on to face him at WrestleMania. So to have him in the main event, at the time he was a massive, massive, unique character that they had, wasn't he?
It was, and I think the fans were definitely getting behind his character, having all these signs and shirts and all that.
Yeah.
Again, they're behind him, so I guess this match, again...
Sure, but effective.
Yeah, that's the way I was going to say it, yeah.
Damien Demento was probably not much else than a jobber, really. It was just made to make Undertaker look strong going into the Rumble. You know, you've got all these guys here, like Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, guys like you want to make look strong going into the Rumble. So what better way to use a jobber than get it? Even though it wasn't the best of main events, it did its job effectively.
And he had Paul Bearer by his side, so it's giving them the push towards whatever came next.
Paul Bearer! Yeah, Paul Bearer was funny, man. But yeah, that was our main event. And then after that, we get an interview with Evil Doink, talking about, if the children cry, it's not my fault, as long as the smile is on my face, that's all that matters.
My big question when I saw this was, you just finished a match that was big, and you follow on with this.
Doink the clown! And then Crush comes out, and then they have this whole thing where he squirts him with the flour. And then he chases him around the ring and he escapes, and it's like, okay. I don't know how it ended like that. Well, it didn't end like that, but that was after that match.
Yeah, it should finish with the match, but this last segment, again, was the roundup of the whole thing that had been building up throughout the night.
What, Bobby Heenan finally getting into the arena? But the show has ended! All that build, and Heenan finally gets into the arena, but the show has already ended. What?
Again, all I can say is that, again, not the way I would have finished Raw off, but again, it was the comedy thing, because obviously people would have seen that happening, and I guess it was just funny, but...
Oh man, that was funny. So yeah, I mean, after that, I guess, it's amazing how much Raw has developed from those times. I mean, obviously we see it in bigger arenas now, more money. I mean, back then the budgets were, I'm guessing they were quite low. The first time this was on TV, building up to a pay-per-view, getting people to want to buy it. Do your thoughts on how Raw has developed through this time?
Vince McMahon at the end of the night said, well, you showed video packages on his DVD of Vince talking now, and he said that how we wanted this to do well. It was good that we actually, the crowd were actually with the show. So what I'm going to say is that it definitely did progress. It definitely got us entertained. And the way it's changed from back here to now, you can see the changes. And I just thought this was a good Raw.
Yes, it's an extra on this DVD. The best, what is it, the 15th, the best of Raw 15th anniversary. 3-disc set, we love this. And it comes as an extra, so the first ever Raw.
And what I'm going to say, the best Raw ever! Oh!
Definitely better than the Raws we got lately.
Very true, very true.
It was only an hour long, but it was the beginning. It's the fact that it was the first cog in what was essentially be a massive cog for WWE in terms of building up to pay-per-views and stuff. So, pretty iconic Raw in that sense. So, I mean, that's what this video is all about, pretty much. Just talking about, the first Raw and how it's developed through time. I mean, it's much, much more better production-wise now, but it was the content really that mattered, wasn't it?
It was, and we've treated this Raw just like any other Raw, because we've gone to 13, 14-minute review, so we thought it's the same, and it was a good Raw.
I might have been a bit old-school biased, but who can blame me? It was the first ever Raw, for God's sake. It's like reviewing WrestleMania 3. It was just an iconic moment in the wrestling business. That led to the number one weekly episodic TV show. What, they're like 950 now or something like that?
About that, yeah.
When the thousands of videos are going to be awesome. Yeah, any more thoughts on this?
All I can say is that you can see how it's changed, but again, please share your thoughts.
Yeah, and we had a laugh doing it as well. That was funny. It was funny watching the first Raw about. But yeah, get your thoughts down below on anything, the development of Raw, this Raw itself, anything you got here. We just thought we'd do this for a little bit of fun on this Wednesday to give you guys some entertainment. NJ, do what you do best.
Thank you very much for listening to our views on the first ever Raw. Share your thoughts on first ever Raw or your build of the matches. And all I can say now, from the British Fist, Mr. Parkin and NJ, goodbye.